Folks, welcome back. My name is Rudy. You're watching Alpha Investments. I'm trying to squeeze 10 minutes in to have a nice chat and say hello to you all. I missed you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, little update here. I want to talk about the Pokemon Paldea Evolved, also known as the Mr. P set. Had the reprint. The reprint has arrived. I want to discuss that, how much I got of the reprint, and what I think that really means, and blah, blah. Number two, where are the Magic the Gathering Dustborn collector boxes? Trying to get more of those is literally impossible. The print runs are just absolutely absurd. Then we're going to go into number 3 today on this video, which is the Magic the Gathering Foundations discussion, where you have a very split public saying, don't touch it, it's evergreen, going to be printed for 3 to 4 years, and the play boxes and drafts are useless. And then you got other people saying you may want to go all in on these collector boxes, even though it's like a core set. So these are going to be the main things. And then we're going to go into the Flesh and Blood Rosetta, the results of all of that going on since Flesh and Blood released their new set. And it is an incredibly beautiful set, and the EV is doing really well, and the single market on TCG Player is just absolutely bananas, especially for the Majestics and things like that. Last but not least, we have the new white sets with JoJo, and of course Sorcery. We have, there'll be a little another Arthurian Legends. Little, my leftover wave here coming up. I'll be running a sale with you guys pretty soon. I'm trying to get some more just general boxes for the future, maybe. Kind of trying to work something here. Anyway, so back to the beginning, let's start with it. Pokemon Paldea Evolved. Okay, so the first Pokemon real reprint of the Scarlet Violet era. After the last 2 years, the first Scarlet Violet reprint has arrived. As expected, the reprints are usually so small. Market demand is so high and it's so pent up. I tell you all the time, trying to time the Pokemon booster box market and then waiting for the reprint to then go in later on. It doesn't work, okay? Let me explain to you all how this works, okay? When Paldea, Mr. P, is on TCG Player for $140 plus tax, okay? When they release a reprint, it is so small. This is what happened with Evolving Skies, and there are 3 reprints. Everybody, oh, here comes another reprint. It doesn't mean anything, okay? So we got the Mr. P reprint. Okay, box prices on TCG Player went from 140s plus tax to 130, 125, and went back to 140 all within 5 days. The market absorption is so high, and the demand is so high, and when anybody's like, wait a minute, instead of 140, I can get a case of Paldea for 110, 120, 130, people just snap by it. Why? Because the product's already proven. Everybody knows the product's successful. It's not like, well, I hope Twilight Masquerade Eyes Wide Shut Pikachu, and I hope Temporal, or I hope, Paradox or Base is going to move up. No. The set's proven itself. That is off the table. We all know. There's no uncertainty. So, just so everybody knows, I got 69, 66. I got between 60 and 70 boxes of Paldea Vault. Not enough to run a sale. I literally just took it, threw it in the back of the warehouse, and went back to working on Sorcery and shipping Magic kits for you guys. And holy cow, you guys in the Magic the Gathering. So, end of last month, I cut off Jumpstart 2022 because it went out of print. Oh my god, it's like 300-400 boxes worth in the last 48 hours. Goodness gracious. So, demand for Magic, again, before we go into that, let me finish the Pokemon. So, this is why I tell you all, okay? The next Pokemon set, about 30, 45 days from now, whenever you watch this video, is a Surging Sparks. The new Pikachu electrical set makes you feel good and warm and tingly, right? It's going to be crazy. People are going to want it like crazy. The days of just, I'm going to wait till after release because all Scarlet Violet drops to $90 and $94, $96. I'm going to get a deal. I'm not paying $105. Okay. That may have worked for a few of the sets in the past. It's just, those days are over, folks. We had the reprint. It didn't matter. And once again, if these sets come out, even if you're not a Rudy patron, just go to your local LGS, go on TCG Player, pay $105, pay $110, or I guess plus tax, so pay $120, pay $120 a box on TCG Players, buy from a LGS, support them. Go to your local store, pay $120 plus tax. These prices are still not bad, okay? Wholesale from literally like 3 of the 5 distributors is like 95 to 102 Pokemon. Like the differences are so minimal, the margins are so small, it doesn't matter, okay? Like everybody has a fair opportunity. That's why in Pokemon, nobody has any room to be upset. Everybody has an equal playing field to get into these sets. Early, simple, and there's no gatekeeping of evil Rudies. There's a fair, equal chance for anyone to get into this. Even if you don't have to do business stuff, own stores, employees, overhead, you can pay like $5-10 more a box and you can get access. It's incredibly opportunistic, okay? So this is reinforcing what I said before. If you would just buy Pokemon at release, it's similar to Magic collector boxes now. Certain items in the 2024-2025 bull market, you have to kind of understand the way these work, okay? So that's all I have to say about Paldea. Once again, if you had bought it released for, I don't know, 105, 110, 115, once again, it ran up all the way to almost 150. The reprint hit, it dropped to 125, 130, and it's already back to 140s. So once again, you still would have been better off buying at the beginning with Pokemon. And I don't think it's going to get any worse or better moving forward with Scarlet Violet, because now Scarlet Violet is now cool. It's proven itself. Surging Sparks, people are losing their mind. There's new Team Rocket stuff coming up. People are going to lose their mind. You guys ain't seen nothing yet. Yes, at release in a month, I will be selling Surging Spark like every other Pokemon release for the last God knows how many years I've been doing to you all. Yes, I will offer it by the case. I don't know if I'm going to do like 3-4 case options yet. I haven't decided because the demand is just getting more and more. Historically, when Pokemon releases, like for some patrons, I do the largest option for my $15 a month patrons, and you guys buy like 4 cases and it's like $95 a box shipped. I don't know if I'm still going to do that much volume. I may have to cut it down to 1 or 2 cases max instead of 4 cases because the demand is just, it's getting a little too shaky out there and people are getting too euphoric again. So that brings me to Magic. Just like Pokemon, the collector boxes, Wizards continues to be balls deep hardcore with these collector boxes. I have been unable to get any Duskmorn at wholesale, at distribution. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know if they're going to release another wave or it's just gone or they cut the print run that much. I don't know what's going on with it. It's very frustrating. I just have like 7 patrons that I couldn't even fill their order, which is I can't stand that. And it is what it is. I don't know if it's going to continue to get worse moving forward. I don't know if it's going to stay the same. I'm not really sure what's going to happen with that. I'm in the process of contacting these 7 patrons, and I'm going to offer them if they want to swap equally from Duskmorn to like Bloomborough collectors or something, or Thunder Junction collectors, or, I'll try to take care of them and do that. We'll see what happens. Okay, so I want to lay that out in the open. I want to go to Magic the Gathering Foundations real quick, okay? We know the play boxes are evergreen. They're going to be available a long time. No one's discounting that. It's probably going to be a nice, fun core set type vibe. No big deal. I heard they're actually a little cheaper than normal play boxes. So because of that, I'll be able to pass the savings on through to you guys. I know I sell play boxes of, Duskmorn and Bloomborough. Everything's 1/16 shipped. No surprise fees, nothing. It's just 1/16 to your door. I would assume the foundation is going to be cheaper than that. That's all I have to say. I don't have firm stuff, but I was told around 5, 10, 15% cheaper. So I'm hoping foundation play or something, I can sell those for maybe 100, 110 shipped or something. That'd be nice little throwback feel. But don't hold me to it. That's just the rumor right now. Now the collector box is a foundation. There's going to be an initial wave of these things at the beginning of this 4-year product. After the original wave goes away, that's it. So just because it's a core set vibe or evergreen for 4 years for the play does not mean any difference is going to happen. Collector boxes are in a league of their own with Magic, and I think this trend is going to continue. Every single collector box of every Magic set in the last 10 sets has been incredibly successful. I have no reason to think this is going to be any different, everybody. Okay, so now I got that out of the way. A lot of you all kept just asking me about this foundation stuff going on, and we're getting a lot of chatter on the Paldea Evolved reprints, and people just get so timmy. The mindset of the internet, and I think it's kind of the whole, I guess I can blame big tech or something. The internet has wired all of us to be such short-term thinkers. Like everybody's just like, oh, well, Rudy, you think it'll be a couple months before Paldea moves up? You think the collector box will go up within 90 days? The human brain has been rewired due to these short videos, TikToks, and everything going on. People forgot what true long-term wealth accumulation, collecting, investing, or just any form of buying or being in a collectible space is like. I measure things in years. Like, is it going to be a year? Is it going to be 2 years? Maybe a year and a half, maybe 18 months. The internet is so obsessed with, if I buy it today, the quick flips. We are in this flip culture and hustle flip or drop ship, or I'm going to make this website, or I'm going to buy this from some sort of Alibaba Temu thing. I'm going to flip it on Amazon. This culture has become this very, very short-term, hurry up and flip it before I get the 30-day credit card bill. And, I think everybody's really lost sight of what really this long-term wealth is. We are still in an incredible bull market right now, even though the world's just in chaos with wars and problems and politics. But, overall, Wall Street, the collectible world, real estate, lowering rates, the Bitcoin market, just all this stuff is doing well. And I know it's not the cool thing to say, but it's probably going to continue that. So people who are continuing to accumulate exposure to the S&P, accumulate exposure to Bitcoin, accumulate exposure to real estate and rental properties, accumulate sealed product or, special cards or this and that, maybe serialized cards. Oh, that's a hot thing now. People are, these markets are doing well. Okay. And I don't see it changing, but again, be patient. Okay. If you buy the new, I don't know, magic box or something, just people are so, Rudy, I bought this box from you for $200. I see it's $192 now. I'm freaking out. I said, you have no business being in the collectible world. If anything below 10, 15% swings is a big deal. That's market noise. Anything under 10% isn't even a thing. That's just kind of that just normal market, just buying and selling. So I really think that's caused a lot of psychological distortion for people who really want to do long-term in this. It's just like the market. I just want to also comment one last thing. Remember that, folks. I know we're in a bull market. I know everything's just, oh, yay, we, attendees money. But remember, the S&P 500 can go through, just like we did, a 2-year market where the S&P returns 0 or negative. From the peak of 2021 to Q3 of 2023, we went almost 2 years where the market was negative and flat every 3 months and quarter. And it did nothing for almost 2 years except losing money. And now, when it's just every month is good, everybody forgot what it's like that markets don't always go up. And right now, Pokemon, Sword and Shield, it jumped up and now it's flat. It's going to stay flat for a few months and then out of nowhere it's going to move again. Scarlet Violet is on the move right now. That is how this stuff works. So I just want to update everybody on that. Once again, reprints for Pokemon don't mean shit. Oh, one last thing. I wasn't going to mention it, but I guess I will. When reprints of Pokemon happen, distributors jack the price up. So it actually raises the floor price of how much these things can go down. I really don't want to go into that whole thing because it's a very sensitive topic. But just so you all know, if a store usually pays $95 for Pokemon box, when the reprint comes, they're going to charge stores maybe $105 or $110 for the reprint of Paldea. So again, they raise the water level. So even though the box is $140, $150, the stores on the reprint, all the distributors cash in and they raise the price. So there's no real way to even get a lot of exposure at the old price. And by also doing that, it raises the cost basis of everybody to keep the market pushing higher. There's a lot of other forces, like I said, we don't talk about on this channel, but these things continue to just, the market's going to market, folks. And that's why these things continue to do what they do, because there's so many forces at work and the public's just not aware of that. Like I don't ever see anyone on YouTube talking about when Pokemon actually does a reprint, distributors jack the price up and you can't even expand your cost basis when it's a hot product. Unless they overprint it and it collapses to nothing in a bear market, like a chilling rain at release. When you have strong sets, every time Evolving Skies had a reprint, the price got jacked up. Okay? We had our first Scarlet Violet reprint. The price is already jacked up. There is going to be no retracement when you have that much pent-up demand, and now cost bases of people who are getting the reprint are even higher. So, all right, folks, thanks for watching. All I have to say, again, short video. Like I said, still apologize this month. Very limited videos on this channel. I expect about another 7 to 10 days, we should be back to normal for box openings, collection buying videos, all Rudy warehouse silliness, and I'll even get a haircut and use a coupon for $6. But we'll be moving forward. Again, all my sorcery fans out there, just sit tight. We're still shipping all the sorcery right now. And then I'm going to be running a leftover sorcery sale, probably another week or so, for all the patrons, you guys out there who missed out. And I know a lot of the country's still a mess with the hurricanes and problems. And then I am trying to get some just loose sorcery boxes in the future, just to sell sorcery, Arthurian Legends, or Beta, or whatever I can by itself. Not having much luck, but I'm at least trying with some other sources and some other stores around the country. That's about it. Thanks for watching. Hope you all have a beautiful day out there. And again, please remember, if you truly love collecting, investing, or anything to do with long-term, make sure you understand that markets can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. Do not use leverage, and markets can stay flat or negative a lot longer than you're willing to be patient to ride it out. And that's what happened in the 2-year magic bear market. That's one of the reasons I did incredibly well through that. It was frustrating and demoralizing, But now that it's over with and I can look back at that, I did very well with it. I made a tremendously kind of good, expansive on the inventory and good choices on expanding and believed in it. There's many times I thought I was crazy and I questioned myself, but it worked out. And that's what you have to do. Okay? And remember, folks, time frames are supposed to be measured in years when you're a collector and you're serious in this stuff. These things about weeks and days and flipping in a month, that's just not what this industry is. Okay? A Pokemon set can do nothing for a year, and then in 2 weeks it can double. Okay? The S&P 500 can do nothing for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And then literally it can go up 20, 30, 40% a year for 2, 3 years in a row, and the entire market can double. That's how these markets work. And it usually happens when people least expect it, okay? And we saw the ultimate example of that with Wildsville Drain collectors over 300, Ixalan collectors over 300, had 350 now, maybe 400. Your Lord of the Rings holiday special, $1,000 or 900 or whatever. We've seen this happen so many times in real life, but I just feel like it's not properly discussed, and I just feel like people who want that kind of hit and euphoric rush, and they want that dopamine rush, and they want that success of the gambler, it doesn't work that way. We're not spinning a roulette wheel. I don't recommend you gamble. I don't recommend you lose leverage, and I recommend you collect the things you want and the things you're comfortable with and the things you believe in over a 3 to 5 year period. That is always the goal. Remember, the goal is around the Rudy goal is 7 to 9% a year. If we can average 7, 8%, even 7 on the low side, we're having great years over here, okay? These things about 10xing, 50xing, 100xing, these super risky coins and gambling and this is just, I just don't like it. I don't believe in that kind of stuff, and I know it's crazy for the cardboard guy, but I'm telling you all, proper time horizon, do not take excessive risk. Averaging a 7 to 9% a year over 5, 10, 20 years will always defeat anyone going for excessive risk, because when they crap out or they miss, they reset every time, and we keep moving forward, okay? So, conclusion of the video. Reprints don't matter in Pokemon because wholesalers raise the price, the reprints are so small, it doesn't affect the market. Collector boxes in Magic, including Foundations, Dustmore, and everything, are going to continue to be absurd. They're going to hold their own and continue to do very well. Do not underestimate it, okay? Sorcery, we are shipping Arthurian Legends. I will have some leftovers, so I kept a buffer. And yes, I am trying to get more in the future. And of course, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something today. It's a game of perspective. Life is perspective.